Welcome to another craft video here on Dull Wishes and Castle Dreams and Castle Cara. So glad you could join us. Let's just jump right into what we'll be making today. I'll put it up for you here. You can see, very cute. It's a fake stained glass window kind of decoration. We will be using paint instead of like trying to actually, I don't know how they do stained glass. Maybe that is how they do stained glass. I don't know. But we're going to be using paint. More specifically, Unicorn Spit is the brand. It's really, sounds kind of gross, but it's a gel stain that works on like really glossy surfaces. So I've got 3 colors of that. I've got like a bluish green, a dark green, and then a red. And then for the outline, I'm going to be using this metallic t-shirt paint. So it's like puffy, so it kind of gives it like a more standy outish, is that a word? Standy outish look. I think it's gonna come together really nicely as you saw in our picture. And here is the template that I'm going to use. You can use whatever template you want, and you can pick really whatever picture you want once you know how to do this. It's pretty simple. You just pick your colors, and I highly recommend the black puffy paint though, because I think it just adds a little bit of dimension to it as well. The first thing we're gonna do, once you get your picture printed off and you make sure that it's gonna fit inside your frame, you're going to take the frame off. We actually won't need this, so we're gonna set that aside. We won't need that. What we need is the glass inside. Careful, careful. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and tape our picture onto our paper. So I want to get it all kind of lined up exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to use some painter's tape just to make it easier to get on and off. And I'm just going to tape that down. And this is going to hold our paper in place so we can move it around, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to move this around in order to paint it. Okay, got all of that on there. All right, and then, ooh, it's stuck to my table. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, now you see it's on there. So we're going to clean it off, like, so make sure there's no fingerprints on it. And I want to take you in close so you can see what I'm doing. You'll notice that I taped the picture on the back of the glass, and that's because we're going to do the black paint on the front, and then we're going to do our other paint on the back. So I didn't mess up yet. You're going to put the paper on the back of the glass. And then let's get in real close so you can watch as I, let's get rid of some of this stuff, as I outline. So you're just gonna, get in nice and close, and you're gonna watch as I outline this thing with my black puffy paint. It's a little difficult doing the straight lines and trying to get a nice even flow out of it. I don't know that, even if it's just a little bumpy, that's fine. And the paint is very forgiving. So if you kind of like mess up a little, you can see you can kind of just like push it a little bit where you want to go, scrape some of that off. And so you can watch as I outline. I'm going to start with one side and move to the inside, and then do the other side. And this way I'm not getting in the way. As you can see, it could get a little tricky to try and get all of those lines and get a nice even flow. It's a little bumpy, but I think it'll look all right. And you're just gonna wanna outline all of those black lines in your black paint, and just be very careful. Try not to smudge it. If you do, it's pretty forgiving. You can just kind of scrape it a little with your fingernail, or push it a little bit with your fingernail to get it in place, and then finish following those lines. Here's our finished product. I thought I'd put the towel behind it so you can see. I do have the puffy paint facing away from me, and what you're gonna wanna do is let that dry. I think like 4 hours mine said it would be set, and then because it's made for t-shirts, it said you can't wash it until 72 hours. So I just let mine dry overnight just to be safe. And like I said, I've got the puffy side of the paint towards you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just place that into my frame, puffy side down. And you can see that, that the frame gives it a little bit of so the paint's not sitting directly on the surface. So even if it's not completely dry, if you do it that way, then you won't have to worry about it smushing that paint. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with our light blue color. I'm gonna put some on here. Okay, then I'm just gonna start painting the outer areas with that. Okay. And again, if you're picking, or if you chose a different picture, you can do whatever picture you want. I'm just gonna kind of fill in all those areas. But this is more green than I thought it was gonna be, so I'm gonna try and make it nice and light, so it looks more blue. So we don't need a lot of paint. Just a little bit. And you can overlap your lines a little too, that's all right. Because like I said, that puffy side is on the other side, so you won't even see it. Once you're done with that first color, we're gonna move on to the next color. Now what I did was I did some swirls kind of to break up the strokes on some of these, just so it just didn't look like too painted. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But just to get out some of those like really long brush strokes. So I've made some little like swirls, but you can play around with it, see what looks best. I do need to warn you, it's called stain for a reason. It will stain like your hands if you're not careful. If you get on your hands, it takes a little while to wash it off. So if you've got to be somewhere professional right after doing this, maybe use some gloves. And then just be careful whatever surface you're using. Like this is an old towel, junky old towel I don't need anymore. So actually let's do red next, because I want to do some light red and some darker red and see if I can get that to come through. So, again, a little goes a long way, so you don't need that much. Start by just doing the whole rows. And I'm going to go back through and make some parts darker. Try and add some depth. As I say, try. Some of my crafts, you know, they don't always work out, and that's okay, because we're having fun. We're learning stuff. I had never heard of gel stain before this, so you know, I'm like, cool, cool, learning new things. Then I'm filling in some of these just a little bit darker. Again, play around with it, see what looks good. Whatever you think. Another thing I like about these kinds of crafts is you can just customize them. So it's not just, this is how you do one craft and it has to be exactly the way that I'm doing it. That doesn't work for me. I'm like, I like to do my own thing. So show me how it's done and then let me try it. Okay, see how that looks. That's pretty. Let's see. Yeah, I can see some of the darker coming through. Oh, I see some places I missed. Let's do that. Get a little more paint. Do our dark green now. If I had to do this over again, I probably would have chosen a different color. That looked a lot more blue in the store, and I was hoping it'd be a lot lighter, but that's all right. I feel like Bob Ross, happy little accidents. This one's got a little bit of a glitter to it, so I really like that. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, I'll see this one's a lot lighter. I wonder if it's just not shaken up enough. Let's see. Let's try that. Looks about the same. All right, that's okay. Still really pretty. It's got a glitter to it. I think it's gonna look really nice up against the sun. Let's take a look. It's not dry yet. What we want to do, ooh, I like the two different greens actually. That's really pretty. We're gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna show you the last steps that we need to do to finish this up. We had a bit of a snafu with our camera. It didn't catch the next part of our craft, so I'm gonna have to talk you through it, but that's okay. It's pretty easy. I think you'll be all right. The only things we have left to do is secure our glass and put on our hanger, and all you'll need is some hanger material and a hot glue gun. You can use ribbon, you could use rope. I found this really cute pearl beading that I had just in my craft cabinet. And so you'll just cut off a length. You want a substantial size for your hook. Cut off your length, and then all I did was hot glue it to the top, kind of crisscrossed on the back of my frame there with quite a bit of glue just to make sure it was nice and secure, because the frame is a little heavy and we don't want that coming off. And then the last, you can kind of see it too, you're gonna hot glue inside your frame, because we're not putting that backing on there, so it's not gonna hold it in. We need something to hold the glass in place. And I went a little overboard on the glue, and you can kind of see some of it peeking through on the front. So just be careful when you're doing that. Really follow that edge there. It's got a nice little edge that you can hide that glue behind. And you want to get both the glass and the wood just to make sure it's nice and secure. And I did all 4 corners and it is in there. But there it is, our finished product. It looks so cute. I love the way this turned out. I definitely want to do it again. It was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to see if I can find colors more like that second green. I really like the way that turned out. And I'll probably do a different color for the glass jar just to give it a little bit more differentiation, I think. But you guys need to try it. Let me know how you liked it, what it looks like. Feel free to send us pictures. We always love to see those. You can email dolewhipandcastle@gmail.com. We always love seeing what you guys come up with. You're so creative, and it all looks so cute. We love seeing what you guys end up with and how you enjoy our crafts. So make sure you comment below if you try this out. You can also post it on social media and tag us. We're on Instagram, we're Dole Whip and Castle, and on Twitter, we're Dole Whip Wishes. We're also on Facebook, Dole Whip Wishes and Castle Dreams. You can find us there as well. And of course, just tag us so we can see your glorious creations. We also do other Disney crafts. We have a whole playlist of those if you want to check those out. We do copycat recipe videos as well from Disney if you're craving some Disney food. And we have a whole playlist just on tips and tricks for visiting the parks. We do a lot of reviews, so if you're not sure where to eat, where to stay, what to do, we've got tons of advice for you there. You can check out our website, dolewhipandcastle.com. Lots of great content for you there as well. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you join our YouTube Ohana. We're always looking for more family here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and tap the bell because you don't want to miss any of our future episodes. We also do some giveaways too. So that's why we like to encourage you to hit the bell so you don't miss any of those giveaways. We give away Disney merchandise that we pick up in the parks. When we're thinking of you and how grateful we are for all of you and how much we love you. So you don't want to miss those. Get in on those. And again, that's our craft for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we hope to see you real soon.